Body shots are by far the most effective and damaging punches you can throw in boxing. So in this video, I'm going to teach you the perfect technique for all 4 of them. If you don't already know, I have a free school community where I give away 3 free boxing courses: fundamental boxing course, tactics course, and strategy course. And there's also a community of 1,600 people in there that you can send your boxing footage to, and they'll give you feedback on. So definitely get in there. The link's in the description. First one is jab to the body. Now, the jab to the body, just like the normal jab, all we're doing is moving our arm from here to here. I'm not rotating my body like this. I'm just already in this side-on position, and I'm moving my arm from here to here, turning over my knuckles, kinking my wrist, extending every joint, bringing my shoulder right up to my chin like that. However, it's to the body, so we need to make a few adjustments. First of all, we need to get to the right level. So as we throw the jab, we need to bend our knees. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to lean forward or lean backwards in any way. We're going to keep the same weight distribution and stance, but we're just going to bend our knees as we throw it. Now, in this position, I'm quite vulnerable. So what we also need to do as we drop down to throw the jab to the body is take our head just slightly off the center line like this. As I'm doing this, I'm bringing my shoulder all the way up to my chin like that. And I'm just taking my head off the center line. It doesn't mean I'm doing like a full-on Mike Tyson down here. I just take my head slightly off the center line. I mean, don't get me wrong, it probably does work quite well, but that's not how I throw it, so that's not how I'm going to teach you. All you do, take your head slightly off the center line. That doesn't mean I lean forward as I do it. I just keep my head in the same place, and I just take my head off the center line like this. Right? You see from the side that my head isn't coming forward, it's just coming more towards the camera. I'm keeping my right hand up, right elbow tucked in, weight on the back foot, and good shape as I do this, bringing my shoulder up to my chin. You can also step with this punch, because it's likely to get to the body with the jab. You're going to need to get closer. So as you do throw it, it's sometimes best to just step with it. Only take that front foot, land the shot, and then just bring it back. Your foot and hand move in unison. So as your foot lands on the ground, your fist lands on the target, and vice versa when it comes back. Like that, they move in one go. I'm still not leaning forward like this, because that's going to leave me open for counters. That's how you throw the jab to the body. The cross to the body is pretty much exactly the same as a cross to the head, with the same nuances as the jab to the body. So cross to the head, and rotate my hips from here to here, letting my arm extend like this. I'm turning my knuckles over, extending every joint in my arm, and I'm looking down, land on those knuckles. All right, I'm keeping my arm nice and relaxed so it's fast. It gets to the target fast. Again, keeping my weight back, rotating my hips properly. However, with the cross to the body, we're going to have to do the same things we did with the jab to the body. First of all, we're going to have to get on the right level. So we're going to drop our knees as we come down, like this. I'm not leaning forward as I do that. I'm keeping my head in the same place. I'm just bringing it downwards. And I'm also going to take my head slightly off the center line. And I do that by what I would usually call a slip. And a good way to measure a slip by taking your right hand, touching your lead knee like this. So this is how far I'm going to take my head off the center line as I throw across. I'm going to go from here to here. My head's come off the center line slightly, but it hasn't come forward or gone backwards. That's the main part. We're not going forwards or backwards. We're just going up and down or to the side slightly. So imagine touching my knee. That's where I'm going to land it. All I'm doing with my back leg is I'm just bending it more as I turn it around. Should be at like a 90-degree angle here. Now, of course, you can also step with the cross to the body. So I want to take a slight diagonal step out to the side as I throw that cross. Now, the cross to the body is most effective with someone of the opposite stance. Imagine if I was fighting a southpaw, I want to stay away from their power hand, their left hand. So that's why I'd throw across the body, because my head comes this way, as opposed to a jab to the body, because my head goes more in line with their power hand. Vice versa with an orthodox, you want to throw the jab to the body because you're getting away from their right hand and getting over to your right. The next punch to the body is the right hook to the body. Now, exactly the same as the right hook to the head, except we have a different orientation of our wrist. So in the general starting position, neutral hips, we just drop our hand, like gravity, drop our hand to this position here, have our wrist facing upwards. That's the most important part, because we're trying to get under the ribs, right? So we drop our hand to here. When it's in this position, we just rotate our hips to the rotated position like this. Now we've landed our shot, we want to kink our knuckles so the knuckles go in, and then we just bring our hand back to here and bring our hand back to our chin. So we do drop the hand, rotate, bring it back to the chin. I don't lean forward at all. I just keep my head in the same position, drop, rotate, looks like that. And we want to keep your arm nice and relaxed until it lands on the target. You want to keep your weight back. You're rotating your hips from here to here and back again. That's all you're doing. Finally, the lead hook to the body. Same as the lead hook to the head, again, but you change your orientation of your wrist. Now, most people teach the lead hook to the body by leaning all the way in like this, or taking your head massively off the center line and then like pushing off this leg and just going, whoa, like that. But from my own experience in the ring, it just isn't as effective. So instead, what you want to do is you want to stay on the axis of rotation going through your torso, right? So I'm in this position here and I just rotate to this position. As I rotate, I just drop this lead hand to there. Now my palm's facing upwards, keeping my right hand up as I do, and then I rotate from here back to the neutral position and I dig my knuckles in as I do that. So the first motion is moving your hand to here as you rotate your hips. The second motion is rotating your hips back that way and then landing the shot. You can practice each of these motions individually. So I could practice the second motion, keeping my hand still, just rotating my body, or I could practice the first motion, and then I just put them together to make it flow into one punch. You'll see my lead knee is staying solid. My lead foot is planted in the ground. I'm not letting my knee dip in like this as I do that. I'm just rotating to here and then placing that punch in. The idea with the lead hook to the body, or the liver shot, is to disguise it and make it happen as quickly as possible. The only way body punches really do damage is if the opponent isn't expecting them and they haven't tensed up this wall of muscle covering all their organs. If they don't do that, then when you land the punch, no matter how much power you put behind it, it's going to do a lot more damage than if they brace and they're ready for it. So it needs to happen quickly and we need to not telegraph it. That's why I said we don't want to lean over here and throw it. Now, that is different to slipping and throwing it. For example, I could use the knee touch reference again, take my head off the center line. So let's say I've slipped their cross if they're an orthodox, and it puts me in a good position to come back this way and throw that lead hook to the body. But by no means am I like leaning down here and then going, I'm going to look at their liver. It's just so obvious what you're going to do and then throw it. It needs to be fast, it needs to be like that. That's how you throw the lead hook to the liver. Yeah, yeah. If you want to know how to land the lead hook to the liver, I made a video explaining 6 ways to knock someone out with a liver shot. So go watch that now, it'll be linked on screen.